I am currently in a 4-night, 5-day quarantine hotel stay in Jakarta on the island of Java, Indonesia, as I await to head to my final destination of Bali. I have been wanting to do a water fast for a couple months now, as I have been on a bit of a healing journey because I had a very intense skin situation over the summer. I'll put some photos here. My skin was very dry, swollen, red, and I've kind of been on the journey of figuring out what is wrong and eliminating that from my body and eliminating that from my diet and eating super clean. Anyway, a fast is a beautiful way to give your whole digestive system a really big break, and I also want to acknowledge that being able to fast is also a privilege, and I know that there are many millions, if not billions, of people in the world who do not get to eat, and it is not by choice. So I just want to acknowledge that this is a privilege-based health decision, but something I'm also looking forward to. So I thought since I was in quarantine, it would be the easiest time to fast because I can literally just deny food and I don't have any ability or temptation to go to the fridge or go out to eat or see my friends eating or anything like that. I did initially want to do a 72-hour fast, but I've never fasted more than 24 hours before, and the time I did a 24-hour fast was literally over 10 years ago, and it was in high school and it was for a charity event, and we basically got to have a co-ed sleepover at the school from grades 9 to 12, if not younger. Who let that happen? I considered a 72-hour fast, and I was going to do a guided one a couple weeks ago, but the days that it fell on with the coach was days that I was traveling a lot, so it just felt a little too hectic to try and fast during those days, and I didn't know what it would feel like, and I didn't want to be, I don't know, fainting in the airport. Doors. I swear, like, nothing happens in here all day, obviously, and then whenever I go to do something, someone knocks on the door, or someone knocked on the door to deliver me water, and literally as they knocked, the phone started ringing, and I was like, how are there so many things going on? I'm in quarantine. But she just came to collect my laundry, which is really cute. So where was I? The 72-hour guided fast was during these travel days, and so I decided not to do it then, but I'll do it with her another round. I think it might actually be more like a 10-day cleanse that I'm going to pursue, which will kind of include more of a taper down and then a taper back up with eating. So I think you go to raw fruits and vegetables, smoothies, juice, water, and then back up in the other direction. And it just feels like a fun experiment for my body, and I like the results that other people have had, so that is the mission that I am on. So coming into this fast, I honestly didn't really prepare. 48 hours seems like preparing would probably help you, but it's probably okay if you don't, and nothing tragic is gonna happen. I did a little bit of reading. Ideally, the first thing that I eat when I'm done will just be probably some raw vegetables with a little bit of olive oil and then some orange juice, and then probably go into a full meal from there. But we'll see if that's what actually happens by the time we get through these next 2 days. A couple things that I read about before going into this fast that are making me feel really optimistic that it will be okay and kind of helped with my mindset are: number one, when your body doesn't need to digest food and there's nothing in your digestive system, there is more blood flow going to your brain. So it means you can have really focused work days where you feel quite alert and actually not that tired. And the second thing is that there is a hormone that we produce called ghrelin? I should know this. I have a nutritional science degree. I've learned this. Ghrelin? I guess that's right. It actually doesn't really ring a bell, but I must have learned about it, and I feel like sometimes in university you study and you learn and you write it down, but you actually don't say it out loud. So the hormone ghrelin is responsible for telling you that you're hungry, but it actually comes more from your mind than actually you needing food, and it's based on the cycle of when you normally eat. So if I can logically know that thing telling me I'm hungry is kind of lying because it's just based on a routine, then it's easier to be like, don't worry, we're gonna be fine. So it's Sunday evening. I'm gonna start my fast now because it would be easy to sleep through the first part, and I was like, I'll eat dinner and then I'll start the fast. They just delivered my dinner at 4:20, 4:22. It's supposed to be between 6 and 8. So maybe I should eat it now and then just start earlier. Or do I wait? Well, I'm actually not that hungry, so I'm not gonna eat it right now. Well, let's see what it is. Water, thank you. Oh yeah, guava juice. Hello, please. That's nice. Broccoli, white fish, potatoes, and carrots. Nice. Great last meal. Tastes so good. Wow. So I'm probably gonna hold out on this till 5:15 or so. My fast can start at 6 or 7. I have some snacks here, so maybe I'll eat that. Basically, I want to give myself the option to fast for 60 hours, but I am going to be leaving this hotel on Wednesday morning at 10:45 p.m. and I would like to eat before that, because if I don't, then I'm going to be flying and whatever, and that just seems like a bad idea. But as long as I start my fast by 7 tonight, then 48 hours would take me to 7 on Tuesday night, which I could decide if I wanted to have dinner or not, and if not, then I could push for 7 the next morning, which would be 60 hours. All right, talk to you later. I am calling the reception to tell them that I'm not eating tomorrow, but I grabbed a Google Translate so that I could say the words in case they don't understand or attempt to say them. So, hi, this is Johanna from room 108. She actually understood it way better when I said the Indonesian word for fasting, so that was a good move. It is Sunday evening. The light is very warm in this room and dark. We'll see what I can do with color correcting. I can also see a lot of spots on my lens. That's nice. Anyway, the fast has officially started. I ate my fish and carrots and etc. And now here we go. Luckily, I just had a 1.5 hour phone call with my friend, so that was a good way to pass some time, some general quarantine time. But I think that's it. I am feeling super thirsty actually, and one of the things that I was reading today was not to drink too much water because you can deplete all the electrolytes from your system, and that's kind of what you need to keep in there. So I could put a little bit of salt in water if I really needed to, probably. So tomorrow I asked for 6 bottles of water for the entire day.
So 6 is 6 times 6, 36, 3.6 liters?
Okay, so that's more than enough. I theorize that tomorrow will be okay. It'll be I'll be hungry, but my energy will be okay, but then the next day my energy might be low. But I think tomorrow will still be okay in the morning, so I've put my morning front loaded with heavy work that requires more energy, like recording 3 YouTube videos. I'll probably make sure I get a bit of a yoga workout in the morning, and then we'll just see how my energy is. And then for the next day I have literally nothing planned, so if I just want to lie around and lie around, I can. I'm not going to try and completely numb myself with Netflix or something for an entire day, because what actually has really inspired me to fast is the saying, when you fast, you realize what you're actually starving for, because it's not that we're starving for food. We are so often numbing ourselves with food because we don't want to face something else. And so when you are fasting, sometimes you can have emotional releases or different sort of epiphanies and stuff like that. I'm not sure if 48 hours is powerful enough, but I will be spending time meditating and journaling and whatever else I have the energy for. So bye to all the food that I paid for 3 meals a day for, and talk to you in the morning. So yes, I started fasting at 6 p.m. last night. I didn't go to bed until 12:30, so after midnight, and I definitely felt hungry at that point. I woke up this morning around 7, and honestly I was like, I'm in quarantine. The earlier I get up, the more of the day I have to be hungry, so I'm just gonna stay in bed for a while. Ended up staying in bed till 10:30. And now it is 1:15 p.m. My stomach really growled just for the first time probably 15 minutes ago. So the worst part so far is that my mouth has that taste of I haven't eaten in a long time, and I didn't brush my teeth with toothpaste, which you might think is gross, but if you look into it, toothpaste is kind of a scam. I use toothpaste, but you actually kind of really don't need it. It's more to make your mouth feel fresh. It's the act of brushing your teeth and flossing that is what actually cleans your teeth. Anyway, the reason I didn't use toothpaste is not because there's necessarily calories in it, but because I don't want my body to have to create any enzymes or any digestive fluids to break down anything at all. So it's 1:15, like I said, which means it's been 20 hours already, and I'm feeling super good, energized, all good, little hungry, thirsty, and I'm gonna be drinking between 2 and 3 liters of water today. I'll check back in if anything exciting happens or after the 24-hour mark. Where are we at? Hello, it's still me. Okay, so, it is 6:07 p.m., which means I have just crossed the 24-hour mark of this 48-hour fast. Things were feeling super good up till 3, I would say. At 3, I started to feel kind of irritable and a bit bleh. It's also been raining here all day, so it was really quite dark in this room. And I'm also alone and have been alone for 2 days, so that could have been it, or it could also have been the lack of food. My stomach was growling, but it was never pain. There was no dizziness or nauseous feeling or anything. And then actually at about 5, I did a little workout. It was like a little dance class that was only 25 minutes. I felt very hot because I have this room set at 25 degrees, which feels comfortable for me. I like that. I even thought about putting it to 26, but then when you start working out, it gets hot. So I did get sweaty and had sweat dripping down my face, but I didn't feel nauseous and I didn't feel lightheaded, which is so surprising for me because I do have low blood pressure, and so it's very easy for me to get lightheaded. Burpees are like pretty much a no for me most of the time. Even in yoga, going from down to standing up, I take it very, very slow because I get lightheaded so quickly. And so I didn't even consider that might happen, but it didn't. So that was nice because it would have probably stopped me from doing the workout. So that was that. And then at 5:30 or so, they brought dinner. They brought breakfast and they brought dinner, and I've called 2 times, and I even said in Indonesian words, like, I am fasting. She said, no lunch. I said, correct. No dinner? Correct. Yes, no food, nothing. Just bring me water, please. And they still brought it, and I just feel bad. Like, that's the worst part. So I'm going to call shortly when the dinner's closer to over, let them know that I will not be needing a breakfast or lunch tomorrow. As I was just hanging out earlier, I started thinking, I was like, maybe I should just accept breakfast and lunch and dinner, and then I will just have a feast of all this food I can eat. Or like, I can at least pick what I want to eat, so I'll eat the vegetables first and then wait a bit and then maybe eat something heavier. But that's just my brain trying to make reasons to eat. I can't believe it's only 6. It feels way later, and now the sun is setting at 6 or earlier, plus it was already gloomy today, so it just feels so much later. But I did sleep late until 10:30 or whatever it was, so I shouldn't be so tired. So maybe it's just sort of a tired from not eating, or maybe the light, or maybe it's jet lag. Who really knows? It has occurred to me to eat a couple times, like after I worked out and was having a body shower. I was like, oh, I need to eat. And then I was like, oh yeah, never mind. And I was even more surprised that the 20 hours came so easily, because when I've been doing or attempting to do intermittent fasting, 16 hours can feel so painful. And in the morning, I wake up at 7 or 8, let's say, but then by 10, I'm just like famished. So I feel like, oh my God, I need to eat. I feel sick. And now all of a sudden I can just do 20. And I think it's because I know what's on my, I want to say plate. Funny. What's not on my plate. What's in the itinerary is 48 hours. So you don't even think about 16. Whereas in my day-to-day, 16 feels hard. So I could see the benefits of fasting for 16 hours always. And now that I've realized how capable I truly am, I might go back to that after this. That is the update for now. I will speak to you again in the morning. Sweet dreams. Okay, it's 10 p.m. I was about to just call it, go to bed, but then I remembered that the point of documenting this is to share everything, not just the good news. So I have a really bad headache, and I'm not going to say the bath caused the headache, but the headache did start after the bath. The bath definitely may have dehydrated me, but it was also an Epsom salt bath, which means there were minerals coming into my skin, and I didn't sweat too much. I wasn't in there too long, but yeah, I do have this tension headache. It's not from caffeine withdrawal because I haven't had caffeine for days, and I was also having it pretty sporadically over the last month and like not before, so it's not from caffeine. Sometimes I do this thing where to test if I'm hungry, I ask myself if I would eat broccoli, and if I imagine raw broccoli right now, eating it doesn't seem very good because the top is like so dry, but the stems, I would eat all the stems, and if it was steamed, plain steamed broccoli just with water, I would crush it. So yes, I am hungry. And it seems like even watching Netflix, everyone's eating frigging brownies and Doritos, and now I want to eat everything, but I think sleeping will be good. I also noticed that my pee isn't completely clear, even though I've drank over 3 liters of water, or just under, like 2.9 liters of water today, and that's a good sign, because if it's completely clear, like you can't even recognize it, it means that you are maybe at risk of depleting your electrolytes. So also good news, what I learned today about fasting, and like one of the big benefits is your body increases a process called autophagy. I have no idea how to say it. Autophagy is what he says.
Autophagy.
Regardless, it's this nice mechanism where your cells die off that need to die off, basically, and of course your body does that constantly, but when you're fasting, this happens at 300% of the rate, and the 300% starts happening at 36 hours, and then it increases about 30% more at 48 hours, and then maybe it goes a little bit, maybe plateaus, I don't know, the research is inconclusive, but that is the point that I'm wanting to reach, because that is when the regenerative effects happen in your body. So this is really my first experience with it all, and we are going through it together. And me as me right now with this headache and hunger and annoyance and tiredness, like I want to eat at 6, but maybe tomorrow I'll be able to push through even further. Let's see. Starting at 6 p.m. the night before was definitely a good idea. Okay, we're done here. Goodbye. Good morning. It is 10 a.m., which means we are 40 hours into the fast. I woke up around 7. They actually called me at 7:15 to tell me that my PCR test was going to be between 8 and 9, when they before told me it was going to be at 11. And then they brought breakfast again, even though I called yesterday night and I said no breakfast tomorrow. They still brought it, and I saw that it was a salad, and so I took it because I actually want the first thing I eat to be a salad, and if what they bring later in the day or for dinner doesn't have raw vegetables, then I will at least have this. It has an egg on it, but I just put it straight in the fridge. So yeah, woke up feeling much better. The headache is gone, but I am definitely more distracted this morning and lightheaded. I think the distraction could be because I had some messages I had to get back to right away, because I'm in a 12-hour time difference from most of my online audience and my clients. I sort of feel this sense of urgency in the morning to answer messages since they have lived their whole day while I've been sleeping, and even just texts from friends and family and stuff. So I think I kind of let that get the better part of my mind, but I'm using this little chat as a reset to take me into my workday. I have my laptop set up here and I'll get refocused and regrounded, hopefully. What else? Honestly, I'm pretty hungry. I want to eat. I'm looking forward to, so 6 p.m. will be the 48-hour mark. Initially, when I started this, I thought maybe I would push through to the next morning, because if I could make it through the evening, then I would sleep and that would add so many more hours, but I'm feeling pretty good, like accomplished for my first time, and I think by 6 I'll be pretty ready to eat. Another reason that I have convinced myself not to wait until the morning is that I am going to be getting on a flight and leaving here about 10 a.m. So if I eat in the morning at 7 or 8 or whatever it is, I don't want to feel super sick for some reason, so I'd rather sort of navigate that if that happens tonight. In other news, I'm just here living in this bathrobe, and I will be working alone in my hotel room until further notice. Talk to you when I have something else relevant to say. They brought me lunch, which I didn't not ask for because I want to keep my options open for when I eat. How torturous will it be for me to smell this? I smell so good. I'm not gonna be eating this. I'm not gonna eat it. I'm not going to. That would be such a waste. But I love shrimp, so I'm just excited to eat it. You know what? I'll put cold shrimp on the salad later, and it will be really good, and cold eggplant. Great. Okay, it's 5 p.m., which means just 1 hour left, and I feel like I'm more craving today. Like, I want to eat food because I know it's so soon, but I'm not more hungry than I have been. Like, the I'm hungry level is the same. I'm also fluxing between this, like, wow, I'm so happy, and oh, I'm so grateful for my body, and no, I'm just chill, to this super irritated, on edge. For example, I called for water like 45 minutes ago. I'm at 0 water and they haven't brought it yet, so I just called again. The internet here sucks, and so that's really annoying me because I'm just trying to do stuff or distract myself. But otherwise, is this gonna be blurry? Hope not. I hope that wasn't blurry that whole time. Otherwise, I'm about to eat, and oh, did you hear the Netflix sound? I was like, what can I do for 1 hour to just pass the time? And the answer is to watch an episode of Outer Banks, because it keeps me quite intrigued. So in 1 hour, we're gonna eat. First salad, and then wait a little. I don't know how long a little is at this point, and then eat again. And I really hope they don't bring my dinner till after 6 so that I can just have it warm, or like even 6:30 plus would be great. Okay, bye. We have made it to the end. I did think that I would maybe be able to push through past 48 hours, but honestly it got to the point where I'm just counting down the minutes. So for my first ever fast, I feel like actually so proud of myself because I remember when I did the 24-hour fast, literally when I was like 14, feeling really sick and just like whatever. And so it felt like really hard to do, but it was okay. I think it super helped that I'm in a hotel room where I do have some food here, but I could just deny food and it was way easier. So I'm starting with this vegetable salad, which they brought me at breakfast. Thank God I accepted it because they just brought me dinner and it's just like pasta, gluten-free pasta with sauce and mushrooms, and I'm not even supposed to be eating mushrooms right now. So I have this. Where's my... This may be the most flavorful cucumber I have ever eaten. Thank you for this food. Yes. Even the lettuce tastes amazing. I'm gonna cut it off here. I'm gonna eat this. I'm gonna wait a little bit. I'm gonna eat some shrimp and eggplant, and then I'm gonna check in one final time to see how I'm feeling. Maybe in the morning as well. It looks like I actually had a rager party, you know, when there's all the beer bottles left over at the end. This is probably more trash than I would make if I was eating food. Unfortunately, because I'm in Indonesia, the tap water is not drinkable, and this is the water that I had to work with. All right, one final little wrap-up clip. I am just waking up here and actually need to check out of the hotel. Now the end of my 5-day quarantine has arrived, but last night I went ahead and I started with the salad. Tasted so good, even just raw vegetables. Waited maybe 20 minutes, and then I ate a soup, like a Thai soup that had shrimp in it, and to be honest, it actually made me really sick. I also ate a little bit of gluten-free pasta. I don't think that that was the thing that did it. I think because the salt water from the soup, or the soup was so salty and my body was so low on electrolytes that my intestines were like, what the fuck? And when you do that, it's common to get diarrhea, which is maybe TMI, but that's the point of making a video like this. So I didn't have any miraculous healing or anything like that. My skin is looking pretty much the same. Some people say their skin improves. I could definitely see myself including a 24-hour fast once a month. So there's lots of benefits to fasting. I will leave it to you to look it up, make sure that it's right for your body. And if you guys like this video, definitely give it a thumbs up. Leave me a comment if you learned anything, if you're inspired to try it, or if you have done a 48+ hour fast and you have any feedback for me, then I would love to know. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.